So hi guys, Craig Hanson. Do you think you know the golf swing? Right. Probably the more important question is, do you really know your own swing style? Guys, really got an interesting video here for you. We're going to be looking at not only the modern day swing, and we're seeing players opening up their hips towards about 70 degrees with huge side bends and neck tilt. We're going to take a look at the past, where we see some of the best ball strikers. Jack Nicklaus, still one of the best hitters of all time. And a few years back, these swing styles were looked at as sliders, deemed almost incorrect by golf instruction out there. I mean, that doesn't look too bad to me. What do you think? All right, so we're going to be taking a look. Why are we looking at the stocky golfers being almost flat-footed, almost closed off at impact? And perhaps this is you. Are you trying to open up your hips, but it's not working? Are you down the wrong rabbit hole? We get this question a lot on WorldClassGolf.com, asked about this. You know, the problem at the top of the swing is it's taking a long time to get it on plane. But we're seeing some of the best ball strikers of all time with this type of loading pattern. Is it you? Okay, understanding your own swing style. Or are we a player that has the luxury of almost steepening it onto plane? Perhaps that's you as well. Looking at the characteristics to match up to certain styles, guys, we're going to answer some of those unanswered questions. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell. All right, guys, let's get stuck into this video. So, guys, right before we get into the modern day swing and the forgotten swing style of the past, Jack Nicklaus, Ben Hogan, these legends of the game, we're going to be looking here at the heavy set player, the endomorph, and why are they flat-footed at impact with the bodies not really open. We'll talk about that. Guys, you'll see the right arm positions up very high here. Often these players, this sort of, we're not all built like Adam Scott and Tiger Woods, are we? So there's a lot of people in the world built like this playing golf. And a lot of these people have been taught and told to really twist and turn their bodies and open up. And as Mike Bender said just recently, one of the best trainers in the world on Instagram, of this turning and twisting of the hips, people talk about it as a flattening characteristic, how it helps you shallow the plane. He said it's just not what he's saying. And I myself have filmed 40,000 swings. It just doesn't flatten the plane. So what we're looking at with this high right arm is these players need to flatten the plane. Now, Angel Cabrera, we're looking at Kevin Stadler, we're looking at very, very skilled players here, but we're looking at the characteristics. So if you are a player that's in a similar position, or you're a bit heavier set, be careful to try and twist your hips open, because we need time for this thing to shallow. All right, and you're going to see this club face with this right arm so high, it's also going to be open. All right, and this is happening a lot. We're going to be seeing that right arm high. You'll see these players often fading the ball because they're swinging past their stomachs a lot of the time, or their torso. It comes from the outside. But you'll see them gripping a little bit weaker as well because of that. The club face is very open. Stadler does it so well here with the wrists and the hands and the elbow coming down. Incredible moves. But the club face here, a little bit open. So that's when a lot of the time they're not really turning. So you're seeing open club faces, slow legs, closed club faces, fast legs. It's an interesting area. Now this type of player, perhaps the range of motion's not all that great. We'll see them a lot of the time having a floating head, drifting off to the right, with a tendency to have a bit of a wider takeaway. Also a very interesting area here when you're looking at these type of swings. Wide takeaways, head drifting off the ball slightly, but you're still looking at great compression lines, the averages of movement, the stuff that we're showing on WorldClassGolf.com, but just make sure you're not down the wrong rabbit hole, 13 degrees of shaft lean. If you've seen some of my other stuff here, line up, we're seeing the lateral shift. The more lateral shift you have, the more it will help you with compression. And that's something we're going to be having a look just in a second. Let's now have a look at some of the legends of the game before we look at the modern day swing. So when you're looking at this style of swing, your heavy set, you're seeing slower hips, you'll see some movement off the ball, and at the top of the swing, I forgot to mention, you'll be often seeing the lead arm slightly bent just because of the lack of flexibility. But that's another area when you're looking at some of the incredible ball strikers here, guys, working with good stuff, the right characteristics to match up to your swing style. Let's get further into the video. So everyone, right, we're looking at two legends of the game. Jack Nicklaus on the left, who's won the most major championships of all time. Tom Watson, heaps of major championships, one of the best players ever. Two of the best ball strikers of all time. Why aren't we looking at these golf swings? Right, now, for a while there, it was deemed that these swings had too much leg slide, arching of the back, which really helps shallow the plane, get compression, and hit it from the inside, which could help millions and millions and millions of golfers throughout the world. And we're looking at this style of swing. We see the knees moving forwards. It's 4 to 6 inches on average, the PGA Tour, but these players moving further than that, probably up to around 8 inches of lateral shift. Footwork absolutely unbelievable. Releasing of the club. How good do these positions look through the golf ball? You know, as we take Tom Watson up a little bit further, I mean, it just looks to me to be such a dynamic, wonderful position, and it's something that for many of you out there should be really aspiring to. The closer you can get to this position, if you're someone that comes in a little bit steeper or you flip it, the better you're going to hit the golf ball. Now, the disadvantage is for some of the players that come too far from the inside, you may push it too much or overdraw the ball, but it's better than big pulls and blocks and cuts. And the modern day players that we're looking at, you know, we're still seeing this position through the ball by so many of them, Oosthuizen going through the wall. The less lag that you have, the more lateral that you need. You're looking at a player like Tom Watson. This is where a club player can really relate to this. They're not huge angles here. If you're filming your swing, you might have seen that position. But look at that lead thigh moving through the wall. Coming into impact, it's going to help you get still a lot of shaft lean and get into the positions that you need to be when you hit it. Oosthuizen moving through the wall. And after impact here, you know, you'll be seeing the arch of the back as we're looking at swing geometry, really important positions. Even Steve Elkington, who was voted best swing on the PGA Tour by the players for many, many years, huge lateral shift and an arch of the back. Very similar positions. But the club golfer, unfortunately, what are we seeing? Taught to turn, big hole between the knees, flipping and really not getting anywhere near the correct positions. Guys, I find this type of swing for a lot of people really, really interesting. And we really need to look at the players before us that did it really so well. Guys, let's now have a look at the modern day swing and where the modern day players are taking it in relationship to the body movement, the wrist alignments, and how far they're actually hitting the golf ball. So guys, the modern day golf swing, isn't it remarkable? These players, how they're bending and twisting their bodies into positions. The grips are getting stronger. A lot of the time the club faces are getting more aggressive, and through the equipment and the golf ball, they're hitting it further and further and really, really good. Look at the position of the club face there from Dustin Johnson at the top. You could almost put a glass of water here on that club face. Victor Hovland shut the club face here on the way back, and you're going to see here, some unbelievable moves. Now, I'm not saying it's great for your back, but looking at this lead wrist position by these players at the top of the swing, this is what they're able to do. They're able to drop their heads that far that it gets the right arm under the left. It's like squashing the hook out of it. All right. Now, when your club face is this shut, if you turn your hips a lot, your chest, your stomach, your torso, you can stop the club face from rolling over. Normal people from here would just hook it.
World Class Golf Instruction has over 700 detailed videos for every golfer. Practice programs and evidence-based material is applied to helping you to become your own coach and play your best golf. Join us in the chat room and join the community of World Class Golf Instruction.
All right, so if these players didn't turn heaps, they'd hook it. Now watch this position here from Hovland as he just brings this thing down, bows that wrist. By the time he gets it down to here, you'll see the head's dropping further, and then through the ball, it's going to continue to drop. And then through here, there's no club face rotation, so that's one of the advantages, is the head just continues to drop down. Now look at the shoulders here. Now this has got to dig into this part of your back, right? Now I'm not saying that you should get out there and try this, I'm just showing you what they do. Look at Dustin Johnson here with the hips. Normally around, we'd say 30 to 50 degrees open. You got to sort of think this is around 75 degrees open. And guy, if he didn't open his hips, he would just hook it that far left. But he actually fades it from that position, and just one of the best ball strikers on the planet. Now, when you're looking at modern day golf swings, guys, filming your swings is essential. I'll just show you something here that's really interesting. Now, I've just been invited to join Skillest, the online platform there where you can get unlimited online lessons. And that's interesting for a lot of people. And WorldClassGolf.com, Dr. Robert J. Neal is joining the platform, the world's leading biomechanic golf specialist. Guys, look at this platform. So plenty of videos coming away on that platform. Some great information. Up to 1 o'clock. Here we're looking at more of a neutral technique. Now, one of the things you can do with your mobile phones, if you can ever get your club head to come down to this position, the closer you get, the better you hit, right through here. One of the advantages is you don't need a huge release. That means that that club head is going to stay pretty passive. So from this side to this side, we're seeing a club head position that's actually quite similar. You know, hitting the lines and hitting the angles, you know, getting ourselves in the right positions. Because you've got to work with evidence-based material. You know, understanding that it's also your body type can play a role. We're looking at shaft lean, we're looking at chipping away and working on the correct things. Guys, yeah, as I said, WorldClassGolf.com, a lot of great stuff coming your way. If you're after online lessons, you can jump on Skilless. We're just opening up an account there. Or you can have a look at CraigHansonGolf.com, and we'll get you guys on the right path to playing some better golf. Hope you enjoyed the video. A bit of an eye-opener for you, perhaps.